Hi, everyone. My name is Rachel. My husband Levi and I, we run a humble guest house in Bethlehem. Levi, I just wish you could meet him. He's the most generous, kind man you'll ever meet. I know you've heard lots of things about some of the innkeepers, but my Levi was really, he's a good man. And I hope you've had a good time with all the food that we provided from our guest house. We had a good time putting it together. As you probably have heard, Caesar Augustus has issued a decree that there's to be a census taken of all Roman citizens over all of the Roman Empire. Consequently, everybody has to go to their hometown where they were born to register and to bring their families. This has created quite a lot of confusion for us at the guest house. We are just overflowing. Relatives have had people come and stay with them, and there's just no more room anyplace. Nobody has any room in their homes or their guest houses or anything. Well, this one night I'd like to tell you about. It was just the busiest night of my entire life. It just was so busy. I was in the kitchen just trying to get everything ready for our guests. And I thought, well, I looked in my little basket and wondered, what am I going to have for breakfast for these people? And I only had 5 or 6 eggs left. Only 5 or 6 eggs. Where am I going to get eggs this time of night? It's pretty late. Well, I can't ask Levi. He's pretty busy. He's been pretty busy. And the children, well, some of the children were in their bed, sleeping, I hope. The rest of the children were busy doing their chores. And I sure couldn't ask them to go get eggs, because in all the confusion that was going on all around the town, they'd probably drop and break them. You know how kids can be. Well, as I said, I'm in the kitchen, being really busy, and I hear Levi calling me. He's going, Rachel, there's a young couple out here. They're here for the census. Do we have any room possible to put them up? Well, I certainly didn't think they were here for the Bethlehem Flower Show or the chariot races. So, anyway, I said to Levi, no, there's not a space left. We just can't put anybody else up in our place. So I saw Levi. He just was, told them to go along their way, and they started on down the road. And the next thing I know, Levi's calling me again. He's, Rachel, come out here. You've got to see what's going on. So I went out. I said, Levi, what's the matter? He says, there's nothing the matter with me. He says, but look at them. Just look at them. And I kind of looked to where he was pointing, and there's this young couple going down the road. Well, the man looked really confused and perplexed and concerned. He really did. And just as they were going along, the wife kind of glanced back at us. And I said to Levi, she's only a young girl. She's maybe 14, 15, 17 at the most. I don't think she was that old. And I kind of watched, and I said, Levi, she's going to have a baby any minute. I know about these things. I'm a mother, and I could tell she's ready to give birth. I said, well, we've got to give them a roof. They've got to have a roof over their head. They can't sleep along the side of the road. Why, Levi, we don't even have a blanket to give them. This is the last blanket I have. So I said, what are we going to do? Then I thought, what about the stable? And Levi said, okay. And I said, well, you can put some straw on the floor, and at least it's a warm, safe place, and they're out of the elements. They don't have to be sleeping someplace along the side of the road. So Levi ran, and he got them, and he took them to the stable. And as he's spreading straw on the floor, and then he put there was a feeding trough, and he put some straw in there, and he said, when the baby's born, you can lay the baby in here. Well, the young man was so happy. He just hugged the both of us. He was just so thrilled as he was and then he helped his young wife down off of the mule and laid her down in the straw. So Levi said to him, okay, we don't have much, but if there's anything we can do for you, let us know. I'll leave a light on in the window for you. So we went back to the inn. And Levi says, don't we have at least some water and maybe some towels or something for them? And I said, well, we just don't have anything left. But I scrounged around and I found some cloths. And I just thought, she's got to have something to wrap that little baby in. I know she's going to have that baby very soon. And so we took some pitchers of water and the cloths down. And as we're on the way to the stable, we heard a cry. The baby's here already? We couldn't believe it, so we kept running down there, and oh, what a sight it was. There's all the animals from the stable huddled around this young couple as though to keep them warm. And in the middle of it was this tiny little baby boy, all naked and wrinkled. And the mother took the cloths and just swaddled that baby up and hugged the baby close to her breast. Well, I tell you, the night was so calm and so peaceful and so silent. The stars were twinkling in the skies. But just overhead was the brightest star you can imagine, just shining down on us. Well, it was almost holy.
And you know we have to end with Silent Night, page 147, all three parts. Holy night.